This one word is quietly killing our productivity. It disguises itself as motivation, but really, it's just guilt in a clever costume. It leaves you drained, feeling like you're never enough, and you're always behind. I'm sharing with you the one word I'm working to throw out of my vocabulary and why you should too. Yeah, you see what I did there? If you clicked on the thumbnail, you probably saw what I did there. But stick around because the shift might just change the way you think about work, motivation, and even joy. Let's get into it. So the word is should. And the idea kind of really clicked with me after watching a recent conversation between Ali Abdaal and executive coach Joe Hudson. And this was on Ali Abdaal's YouTube channel. Here's how to get to the top 1%. Discipline isn't enough. Definitely check that out for a deeper dive. But what really stuck with me was kind of Joe Hudson's challenge to eliminate this word should from our vocabulary. Why? Because should isn't just a verb. It's a subtle signal, a reflection of our internalized pressure. And it's like getting unsolicited advice from your brain constantly. I mean, think about it. How many times throughout the day do you think about what you should be doing? You know, maybe I should be eating healthier. Maybe I should work out more. I should go to bed earlier instead of scrolling on TikTok. And for me, it happens all the time. Should has become this kind of throwaway word. And I already know what I probably should be doing. I'm just actively choosing to scroll on Instagram or TikTok instead because I want that quick little dopamine rush from finding a funny cat or dog video that I'll then forget and laugh at again the next time. Should hasn't just impacted my productivity, it kind of became something I hid behind as well. It was kind of this like verbal invisibility cloak. When I worked in customer service at my last job, I used the word should all the time. It was kind of a way for me to dodge responsibility. A customer would call in and ask, hey, I want to order XYZ product. Will it fix my issue? And I was go, yeah, it should. And the translation of that is more so, yes, but if it doesn't, it's not my fault, and please direct your anger somewhere else. And I still remember my supervisor, who was actually a pretty good friend of mine, pull me aside and say, dude, you gotta stop saying that word. Be confident. Say, yes, of course this will work. This will solve your problem. And that moment kind of stuck with me, and I was reminded of it while I was watching this episode from Ali Abdaal and Joe Hudson. It made me realize that should was kind of leaking uncertainty into situations where people needed me to feel confident. It's not just a shrug and a question mark, it was a yes definitive answer. And one of the most powerful things that I took away from this interview with Ali Abdaal and Joe Hudson was this. Behind every should is a want in disguise. And kind of let that simmer and sink in for a second. Ali Abdaal even pushed back on this idea in their conversation. He mentioned feeling that he should be playing with his kids even when he's in the middle of work or maybe has some other responsibility going on. And Joe kind of hit back with the $1 million question. Why do you think you should? What's the reason behind your should? And the answer, well, he wants to be a present father. He wants that relationship with his kids. He knows that it's meaningful and impactful and leaves a positive effect on them and himself. And that's the shift. When we start to reframe our shoulds into wants and understanding kind of the wants and whys behind it, the guilt kind of melts off and the purpose becomes clear. You're no longer dragging yourself into doing something you don't want to do. You're choosing to move forward. And I've really been trying to practice this in my own life since that interview and episode with Joe Hudson. And right now we're remodeling our basement. We're adding another bedroom down there. We're flooring. We put in a whole nother kitchen. We're framing the whole HGTV package minus the camera crew. And I'll be honest, there are a lot of nights where I catch myself thinking, I probably should be working downstairs. And when I think of it like that, it feels much more like a chore. It's going to take forever, it's not going to be fun, and it's just something that I have to do. The energy just is completely gone. But I've started to try to reframe it in a way that actually is more positive. I want to finish the basement so that when we have friends and family over, they can stay over, or maybe we can even rent it out later in life. Suddenly, I'm not just hammering in nails, I'm building possibility. I'm understanding what's actually going behind the task and why I wanted to do it in the first place. It goes from being this guilt-fueled project into something that I actually care about and want to work on. It also helps me to picture that in about 10 years, I don't want to just be staring at the cement wall that is down there and wondering why I never finished or never got around to it. And usually that's enough motivation to kind of pick up the drill and get going. And here's the deeper truth. The language we use actually shapes how we experience our lives and who we become as people. Should comes from the ideas of fear and guilt and obligation, whereas want is more for alignment, clarity, and intention. Psychologists even say that some should statements are tied to shame and self-judgment, and they leave us feeling like we're constantly falling short, like we're never going to amount to enough, or we're not going to be the people we want to be. But when you say things like, I want to be healthy, I want to write every day, I want to spend time with my kids and with my family, you reconnect with your why. You reconnect with what actually matters to you, not just what this invisible rule book says or what invisible obligations are out there that you have put on yourself. Getting rid of should doesn't mean that we get to neglect and ignore all of our responsibilities. It means we get honest about why we actually care about them. Here's how we start. Number one, notice it. Become aware of how often should kind of sneaks into your language. How often are you saying that you should be doing something when actively choosing to do something else? Number two, question that feeling. Why do you think you should do it? What's the purpose behind it? Is there actually a want buried underneath there somewhere? And you just need to kind of reconcile with that in order to have the motivation and the determination to actually get that done. Number three, try reframing it. Instead of saying, I should be doing something, say, I want to do this thing. Or maybe I choose to do this thing. I want to spend my time on doing that because I know it'll help me in the long run. It'll benefit me later on in life. Number four is stay honest. If you don't want to do something, be real and ask why not. Come to grips with that feeling and understand what you actually want to do and what you're trying to accomplish. And lastly, replace guilt with intention and purpose. Let your actions come from a decision to be more purposeful, not pressured into these things. A lot of the times, the things that we feel like we should do come from ourselves. No one else is trying to push you to do something you don't want to do. A lot of it comes from inside our own heads, inside our own minds, on who we want to be, who we think we should be, and ultimately who we currently are. One of the last things I want to touch on is that eliminating should isn't just some productivity hack. It's a way to actually reclaim your voice. It's helped me kind of claim ownership over my time, and it's helping me feel a lot more energized rather than drained. And hopefully it's making me a better person, a better husband, a better boss, a better creator, a better employee. Whatever it may be, trying to take a little bit more accountability and understanding the purpose behind these things hopefully is making me a better person. If you ever felt weighed down by guilt or like you're always chasing some invisible standard, you're not alone. You don't have to live under this tyranny of should. I know it's something that I have done a lot in my life and something that I'm actively trying to remove in my life. Moving away from the things that I know I should be doing and choosing the ways that I want to do those things and reminding myself of why. Try replacing the word should this week in your life. See how it shifts your mindset and your motivations. And if this resonated with you, hit that like button and share it with a friend. And maybe even consider subscribing for more deep dives into mindset, purpose, and growth. I do a lot with productivity. I look a lot into careers and different ways that we can be better people, more productive, and doing work that actually gives us fulfillment and purpose. Thanks for watching, and you should check out more videos like this on my channel. Okay, that one was on purpose. But until next time, I'll catch you guys later. See ya.